Well, hello, my cookies. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make some good old cornbread dressing. Also, I'm going to show you how to make turkey gravy from scratch. Let's cook. Starting with the meat, I'm using turkey necks because that's what my mama always used and it's good, child. But anyway, you can use turkey necks or chicken. I'm using my pressure cooker to cook the turkey necks to make my stock, but you can also absolutely do it over the stove. It's just a little bit easier in a pressure cooker. Now I'm going to add in my spices. I'm using seasoning salt and some onion powder and garlic powder. Now the veggies, I have roughly chopped up some onion, celery, and bell pepper. Off camera, I added in garlic as well. I'm adding in 6 cups of water to make 6 cups of stock. Maybe a little bit over, but I want to have at least 4 cups for the actual dressing and 2 cups left over for my gravy. So keep in mind, if you're doing this on the stove versus a pressure cooker, you may have to add in more water during the duration of the cooking because it evaporates as you're cooking, even if you cover it with a lid, that good stuff. So just make sure you come back and check it over the stove. I'm going to pressure cook my turkey necks for 30 minutes on high pressure. If you're doing this on the stove, it may take up to 2 hours or a little longer to get them tender. While our necks are cooking, we're going to work on the cornbread. Of course, we will need cornmeal and some flour. I'm using self-rising flour for this. Going to need a little pinch of salt, of course, just a little bit, and a little bit of sugar. I do not like sweet cornbread dressing. It's not, don't use that Jiffy, y'all. Stop. And y'all look at all the Jiffy lovers in my comments going off. I can feel it already. I know they comment. It's nothing wrong with Jiffy. Just don't put it in my dressing. All right, I added in some vegetable oil, now some milk, and then we're gonna whisk it all together. Oh, no, we not. We're gonna put an egg in there. Then we're gonna whisk it all together really, really well. I poured it in a cast iron skillet and then I baked on 400 for 25 minutes until it was nice and golden brown like this. And don't worry about the cracks. We're going to crumble this up anyway. Ain't nothing wrong with crack in this instance, but crack is still whack. Okay, let's move on. I put some more onion, bell pepper, garlic, and celery into my Ninja food processor and got it chopped really, really finely. And then I'm going to melt some butter, a whole stick of butter, in my cast iron skillet. When the butter melts, add in the veggies and saute those around for about 2 minutes. Now the turkey necks are done. I've removed it from that stock, and as you can see, it's super tender. Thank God for the pressure cooker. Let it cool down a little bit before you pick the meat off the bone. I've strained off the stock, and here is 2 cups of that turkey neck stock that I'm going to use for my gravy. So I'm just going to set that aside. And you're going to need a bag of this. This is the good stuff. It has all the herbs and seasoning that you will need for the dressing. It's a one-stop shop. Got this from my mom. It's a cheat sheet for dressing. So yeah, we're going to roll with this stuff. Thank you, Pepperidge Farm. Sponsor me. I've already crumbled my cornbread into a large bowl. Now I'm going to add in half of that package of the herb seasoned stuffing mix. Then I'm going to pour in those sauteed veggies with all of that butter. Here I'm pouring in the remaining 4 cups of stock. Remember, we had 2 cups reserved for our gravy, so this is the other 4 cups. Going to pour that in and then mix it together really, really well. Normally, I will put on some gloves and just get my hands down in there to mix. That's the best way, but I ran out of gloves, so the spoon will work. Now we can add in the meat from the turkey necks, minus the bones, don't need that, and then mix it again. Now is the time where you want to taste it, make sure the seasoning is perfect, add what you need, and then you can pour this mixture into a greased 9 by 13 baking dish, and we're going to bake on 375 on that center rack for about 45 minutes to an hour until it's as dry and brown as you like. Now let's work on the gravy, baby. So we're going to melt some unsalted butter in a saucepan, a heavy bottom saucepan. I always want to make gravy in something heavy, okay? Then sprinkle in some all-purpose flour, a little at a time, whisking in between until all of the flour is incorporated. And we're going to keep this meat this meat. Lord Jesus, help. Keep this heat on a medium high setting and continue to whisk. Don't leave, don't answer your phone, don't go to the door. Stand there and whisk until it reaches this nice lightly brown color. You don't need it too dark because it's turkey gravy. It doesn't need to be dark. Sorry about the steam, but that's what happens when you pour in stock. So now I'm pouring in those 2 cups of turkey stock from the turkey necks, and we're going to continue to whisk on that medium high heat setting until the gravy thickens. As soon as it thickens, turn off the heat and you can add in your seasonings. I just used some onion powder and salt and pepper to taste. And that's our turkey gravy from scratch, and it was easy to do. Tell your people you can make gravy, boo. That was corny. All right, back to the cornbread dressing. As you can see, it is ready. It's really nice and crispy on the outside, nicely browned, and good and soft with great texture on the inside. The recipe link will be down there in the description box. Thank you so very much for watching my cookies. If this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up. I gotta eat. Until next time, be blessed.